Community Resource Officer Stephen Schaffer of the Hutchinson Police Department will give us a walk through the first year of the reappearance of community policing in the City of Hutchinson. Building a better community is important to the community resource officers, and they know it is to you too. Let's take a look at what they've done, where they are, and talk about what's next.
I can't see. We'll be all right. Just make sure. Woo! All right. This is our first photo. It was published in the Hutchinson News. It's Daryl, Anna, and myself, the grumpy old fat guy. Sun's in his eyes, and I just had neck surgery. But things did get better, I promise. Presenting the unit at the Southwest Bricktown meeting early in the year. We have Captain Hoover presenting Anna. Her area is Southwest Bricktown. Officer Tossi is the officer at large, and myself in Lincoln School. And this was essentially our first public appearance. Speaking of firsts, we had our first Lincoln neighborhood meeting. And I'm proud of these guys because they've actually come a long way. You'll see that Darla Fisher, the school principal, used to facilitate these meetings. Since they've started, Darla doesn't facilitate them anymore. She allows us to use their school. Citizens run these meetings now, and everything's driven by them. That's the way we want it. We got a new office, so we needed office space, so we stole an office no larger than a broom closet. All three of us use this office, and we've made some improvements. The door's always open. If it's open, come on by. We like visitors. So it's in the first floor of the courthouse. We even got new uniforms, too, as I'm wearing one tonight. You can see us right there. Daryl, handsome as always. Anna's beautiful. She's got her new friend, Simon. And I actually learned to smile at some point in the first couple of months. So good stuff. We were actually investigating a homeless complaint in Avenue A Park on that particular day. Training. We've gone to a lot of training. I went to Colorado for a couple of days. We spent time with the community policing unit in Wichita for 2 days. This is a couple of photos with us at the homeless outreach team with Wichita PD for 2 days. And the entire city of Wichita has 3 officers dedicated just to homeless population. Funding, where does that come from? How do you get to go to training? There's a wonderful organization in this town called the Hutchinson Community Foundation. They have grants if you're into community improvement. They're for you. We applied for, received a grant, and that allowed us to do some training in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. in the second week of December. During the D.C. trip, it was non-police training. This was intentional. We wanted to learn how to grow the community from the people that are doing it that are not police related. So we go to police training all the time. We wanted just some civilian training. So that's our supervisor actually went with us, Officer Anna and myself there. So it was great training. Loved it. We do a lot of public speaking events, not just Talk20. A lot of public speaking events throughout the year. I can't begin to tell you how many, but this is Anna talking to the fine young women at Pilot International, and they're talking about scams and personal safety awareness. We have we're working on a website, and eventually we hope to be able to get you guys to request us. This is Sergeant Vogt and Officer Anna at Avenue A School talking about railroad crossing. So these kids cross the railroad tracks. They want to learn how to do it safely, so they taught them to do that. Neighborhood support, big part of what we do. The College Grove neighborhood is a fantastic neighborhood. They've organized themselves, and they organized this project themselves. I was fortunate enough to show up this day. If you guys have seen 11th and 17th, the crosswalks, they painted it. That's their design, and that's their hard work. It looked awesome, and that's a great neighborhood within this community. Helping citizens is something else that we hold near and dear to our hearts. This gentleman, we got a check welfare call on him. He was unable to physically care for his own lawn. It was incredibly overgrown. That dumpster's full of stuff that came out of his yard. Interfaith Housing, local youth organization, and a local construction crew helped clean that up for that gentleman, and he is super, super happy about it. We attend, again, neighborhood council meetings. This is at the advisory board meeting at the clusters. Essentially is a neighborhood meeting. They've organized themselves, and they've actually been able to procure a library and computer room for the residents at the clusters. So kudos to them. There's some of the neighborhood kids there. Good group of folks. Right here, Hutch Public Library, Children's Summer Celebration. I love the summertime because there are so many outdoor activities and so many outdoor events. Food, fun, games, and there's police cars, there's fire trucks. I love the summer. Who doesn't love the summer, right? We partnership with HCC. Officer Darrell contacted the athletic director, and we were able to obtain student athletes to come to some of the local elementary schools and read to the kids and participate in field days. This is beneficial to all parties because the kids get that mentorship, and it teaches these young athletes how to become role models. It's not just about the athletics, though. We do numerous events on campus, the HCC Dragon Games. This is actually the health fair. We talk to the kids there about underage drinking and the hazards involved with that. So we have a great partnership with HCC. Neighborhood Watch. You guys have seen these popping up all around town. If you want to get in touch with us, we can help you establish a Neighborhood Watch. 9 or 10, I think we've established quite a few. This particular Neighborhood Watch is in the Idlewild area. There's nothing wrong with being a nosy neighbor. Remember that. Be a nosy neighbor. Okay? Various schools and organizations come to the Law Enforcement Center every year for tours and things like that. This is actually an out-of-county thing. This is the Stafford County CSI camp. And basically they told us they didn't have adequate facilities in Stafford County, and they heard we were pretty awesome. So they came, and we gave them a tour of our facility, a great group of kids and a great group of people. We wear many hats as community resource officers. Recruiting is one of them, so we send our most handsome. This is Darrell at Sterling College doing on the recruiting trail. So if you know someone interested in a rewarding career in law enforcement, get a hold of us. This last slide, I can't say enough about it. This is what happens when community comes together. This is the Haircuts and Hot Dogs event held at Lincoln Elementary School. Tommy Galindo and his crew came and cut the kids' hair for the first picture day. We fed them hot dogs, and everyone went home happy. Okay, and Tommy said this is the first time that he ever thought he'd be in the presence of a pastor, a principal, and a police officer and be smiling. I love that man, and he does so much for the community, and we all do. Thank you.